Well, good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here, the Home Weather Office. On this Tuesday morning is now the 7th day of May, 2024. This is the morning briefing coming to you from the Home Weather Office. And as I look out the window of the Home Weather Office, nothing but blue sky out there. It's going to be a good-looking day. We may see a cloud from time to time. There are a couple of clouds in Lassen County that I'll show you in just a second. But what we're going to be talking about here, a couple of things. One is some wind. We're not going to see much wind today. A breeze may come up this afternoon. But tomorrow's going to be another one of those north wind sort of days. We had one last week, and we'll have one again during the day tomorrow. The north wind, not enough to cause any damage or anything like that, but just kind of that annoying north wind, and certainly not good for allergy sufferers once again. We get the benefit of the rain on Saturday to tamp down the pollen. But once again, by the time we get to Wednesday, that pollen will be flying around once again. So we'll talk a little bit about that, as well as the warming trend that is coming our way for the end of the week, likely seeing our first 90s of the year. So this morning, we do have mainly clear skies. I've got a couple of little clouds here and there. Here are the clouds I mentioned up in Lassen County. But it's one of those days that the farther north you go, the more cloud cover you find. And then farther to the east, up into Montana and Idaho, a lot of cloud cover here. And it's this weather system off to our north and east, a nice little low out in here, that's going to help to set up our north gradient. Between the low here and the high off the coast, we are going to see a north gradient pick up. You'll also notice that the marine layer has been basically scoured away from the coast. So it's sunny along the coast, and that's another indication of the warming trend, as well as the north flow that we have coming up. So let's talk a little bit about the wind. This is the wind this afternoon. And as you can see, it's a north flow coming down the valley. But today's winds are the normal kind of winds, the 5 to 15 mile an hour winds. But yesterday we had a south wind. Usually when we get a north wind, the temperatures begin to come up. And that's one of the things we'll see during the day today. Let me go ahead a little bit and we'll go into tonight. This is tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. So you'll notice that these areas are starting to see some heavier winds. This is Yolo County and Solano County, and there's a scale over here. So if you look at these orange colors, these are sustained winds around 25 to 30 miles an hour. You'll notice that once you go farther to the east through Sacramento County, San Joaquin County, there is less wind, and then you get toward Highway 49 and a lot less wind. This wind up here, that's the downslope wind, the northeasterly flow, this type of pattern, you tend to see stronger winds in areas that are, let's say, less populated. So this is a wind that comes down the Feather River Canyon. There is an observation site here at Jarbo Gap, not too far from Paradise, actually, that usually starts to pick up some high winds. And then there's another wind gauge up here in the Desolation Wilderness, up toward the Hellhole Reservoir, that also usually picks up some of those gusty winds. But usually by the time that wind gets down to, let's say, an area like Pollock Pines, or even Georgetown, that wind is quite a bit lighter. So that's 5 o'clock in the morning. And then as we go through the day tomorrow, the wind will pick up a little bit more and spread out. This is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So now you can see that the wind has kind of moved a little bit farther to the east, certainly spread out. So you have a larger area with winds that are probably gusting 30 to 35 in Yolo County, Sacramento County, the Marysville area, probably pretty gusty around Roseville. But once again, you get into the foothills along Highway 49. While it might be breezy, it's a lot less than what you see down in the valley floor, as well as a lot less wind as you go farther south through the San Joaquin Valley. So that's 5 p.m., I should say 2 p.m. on Wednesday afternoon. As we head into Wednesday night, that wind decreases. This is 2 o'clock in the morning. We still have some of that breeze around, and you'll notice that that downslope wind has increased on the west slope. Again, this model usually overdoes it a little bit in terms of the extent of the wind that comes down toward Highway 49, but still there will be a downslope wind. When you have these kind of winds at night, the temperatures do stay warmer. So instead of seeing these overnight lows in the 40s, we'll see overnight lows in the 50s. So while it'll be windy and kind of annoying, the temperatures will be certainly coming up. And then as we get into the day on Thursday, that wind is still around. This is during the Thursday afternoon. There's a breeze out of the north, but it's a lot less than what we'll see during the day on Wednesday. So you get the idea that the wind peaks during the day on Wednesday. All right, let's take a look at the 500 millibar chart and show you the changes that we're going to see here over the next couple of days. So here's that little weather system aloft up here at 18,000 feet going by. And then here is our north gradient, low to the east, high to the west. And in between, you do have this north flow following the height lines, the iso heights coming down here. And then as we get into the weekend, this is into the day on, let's see, I just had to scroll it up here to see where we are. Friday, this is Friday, so the high begins to really move in. That gradient is a lot less, and it's offshore. Offshore winds aloft, warmer temperatures aloft. That gets us into the upper 80s, and by the time we get into Saturday and Sunday, we're up around 90. Interesting here, though, I'll show you in just a second. Is we into Sunday yet? This is Sunday morning. Go ahead another click or two. So even though you don't really see any features here, the models are picking up the chance of afternoon showers in the Sierra starting on Sunday. And again, I'll show you that in just a second. It's one of those things it's basically slightly convective in nature, the showers that I'm going to be showing you, but they're not really going to be caused by anything in the way of a passing weather system. Even with this low scooting by to the south, we're not going to really see anything that would trigger showers or thunderstorms in the Sierra. But let me show you that, the way it looks on the 6Z GFS. And the model's been hinting at this. This is Tuesday. Here's Wednesday. Right now, that is our strongest surface gradient to give us that north flow. That gradient decreases during the day on Thursday. This is Friday, beautiful day, sunny, warm. Saturday, sunny, 90 or so. Do keep in mind that the first time we hit 90 during the course of the year, I know 90 in Northern California, we do that 80 to 90 times a year. Well, I actually do it more than around 90 times a year. But the first time of the season, it's usually kind of a bit of a shock. By the time we get into July, 90s are nothing. But the first time we do 90, it kind of catches you off guard. So this is Sunday afternoon. You see how these little showers pop up? This is 5 p.m. So showers from Lassen County all the way down the crest of the Sierra. Now, keep in mind that this is probably overpainted. In other words, it's probably not there's not this extent of it to east-west. But likely we'll see afternoon buildups in the Sierra. And that's Sunday afternoon. And this is Monday afternoon. So like I said, these are probably convective in nature. It's probably one of those days that, let's go back to Sunday afternoon. Let's say you're having Mother's Day brunch and you're on the deck at Garwoods and you look out over the lake or you look down to the south. You'll just see those big towering thunderheads, and maybe they're getting a thunderstorm down toward Kirkwood or into Alpine County, other parts of Alpine County, but maybe Lake Tahoe stays dry. But you'll certainly see these towering thunderheads. And as we head through the next few days beyond that, you'll see that we once again have that chance of showers almost every afternoon, but nothing in the way of rain coming for the valley anytime soon. Not saying we're done with the rain just yet, but usually we get into this time of year and rain systems are spaced quite a bit apart. During the month of May, Sacramento averages 3 days with rain. We've had one. We may see another one or two. They tend to be relatively light in nature, but they bring in some cooler air. But in the meantime, we don't have any of that on the horizon. What we do have is the wind we're expecting short term, and then beyond that, the 90s that we're expecting by the weekend. So that's everything I've got for you this morning. Make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.